Hello and welcome to the channel. This is going to be a fit and finish review of a 2024 Equinox EV. This is the RS version. Just picked it up this past Saturday. Just as a disclaimer, I work for a major auto manufacturer in vehicle quality, so this is what I do all day, every day, 5 or 6 days a week. So where should we start here? I'm not going to use any measuring tools or anything, just your eye. But gaps, panel gaps, etc. I want to start at the hood here. Everything is pretty flush. The hood is flush all the way down. The gap is very, very, very consistent, even around this corner here. Bumper to fender, pretty flush, a little less flush in this point. But all the trims around the wheels, charge port door is pretty even all the way around, maybe a little tight on the right and the bottom there. Got a little tiny speck of dirt in the, let me switch this to, don't know if you can see that. Little speck of dirt there in the on the corner of the fender, but that's the first time I noticed it. So you go over to this side of the bumper, it's a little more flush with the fender than this side is. This side sticks out a little bit, but again, the gap on this side, I'll try to get rid of my shadow. Gap on this side is consistent all the way up. Hood is pretty flush with the fender. Side to side for the gaps, I'm gonna say maybe a little tighter on the driver's side, but not a whole lot of difference. Door to fender gap, pretty consistent all the way down. Flushness, good. Door to door, pretty good. Rear door to the quarter, good. Flushness of the rear door to the quarter, very good. Trim, there's nothing that's sticking out anywhere or anything. These two pieces are flush. Up on the roof, not much to see up there. Hatches are the difficult part, so got a consistent gap top to bottom there. Consistent on this side. The only thing I noticed is that possibly right here under the tail light from the bumper to the tailgate is maybe a little wider on this side. If you look here and we go over here, I'm gonna say it's about 1 millimeter, but only at the very, very top, and then down here it looks good. Overall, when you stand back, don't really see anything too concerning. These are flush, both sides. I have had a little bit of trouble with, this is the tow hook cover. It seems to be staying in now. But yeah, see, it kind of pops out quite easily. When I first picked it up, it was kind of like that, and I thought, oh, maybe it's broken or something, but it snaps in, but maybe just doesn't stay there the best. And this is, just for reference, I just checked. I didn't even know until now that built in April of 2024. So bumper to quarter back here looks really good. Door to quarter back here. Everything's very consistent. I can lock up the door handles here, and they're nicely square in their holes where they're supposed to be for the most part. Nothing too concerning, which is good for I'm not sure what month they started building these this year, but brand new models are very hard to dial in. I can tell you where I work, it usually takes us close to a year to get it to the point where we want it to be. But yeah, nothing the average person would notice, I don't think. We can go over the interior a little bit. So the hatch just opened automatically because I was standing back here. I haven't noticed any issues in the interior. Everything is, all the gaps where plastic parts come together are flush and snapped in together. Interior is one of those things that kind of comes second sometimes for fit and finish. They try to get the outside dialed in, body panels and such. I'm just noticing this here for the first time. A little bit of black. I think it comes off though. Not sure what that is. But we can have to open the front before you can open the back, which is kind of weird. But again, all the door seals are nice and tucked in where they're supposed to be. No bulges, ripples, stuff like that. We can get inside here. The garnishes to the roof liner are nice and tight on both sides. Nice and tight up there. Go around to the other side, or so we can get in the driver's side here. There's been no squeaks or rattles or anything like that yet. I can fire up the screen here. Yeah. Garnishes are tight to the roof liner here. Everything is very well put together. I've been impressed overall. Color garnish over here is good. And this dinging and donging is probably driving you crazy, so I'll close this door. Now we can, not really a fit and finish thing, but we can pop the hood and check for, see what sealer and stuff looks like. And not too many videos show you what's under the hood. Actually, the sealer, so I was looking at an Acura ZDX, which is also produced by GM in Tennessee. And I thought this sealer looked pretty sloppy on the ZDX, but it looks really good on this vehicle. They're using some kind of special machine to put it on there very nicely. Didn't notice that before, so that's impressive. There's your motor hiding down in there, your inverter on top, 12-volt battery. Here's your emergency release for the charge port door if it doesn't want to open. Oh, so I'll go over the few things that I found during delivery. Didn't find anything on my initial walk around, but I did not open the charge port door when I was at the dealer. And we just went down the street and grabbed a coffee, and while we were walking back out, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to check the charge port. And this is the first thing just keep this here. The first thing I found there was a paint chip. Try to get this to focus. Maybe I'll add a picture to the video. I have a pretty close-up picture, but I tried to touch it up, but not a very good job. And then over the past couple days, I noticed it's on the inside, so not a big deal, but you open this every day. So there's another chip right there. And then a really pretty good sized one there. Again, on the inside, so not a huge deal, but it's a brand new car. And I'm thinking, so these are two separate pieces. The charge door is plastic. It connects to the black piece. So I'm hoping I can just get a whole new door. I'm sure they'll try to touch it up. I made an appointment. I'll see how good of a job they do, and if I'm not pleased, I'll just tell them to order a new charge port door. Let me back this up. So yeah, and the only other thing I came across was we were driving home from picking up from the dealer. We had to go 2 hours away to get the spec that we wanted, the white with the black roof. We wanted the all-wheel drive and Super Cruise, and this was one of the only ones in Ontario that had everything that we wanted, so we traveled to get it. And then on the way home, so we were on the highway doing some pretty good speeds up to like 120, and when we got up to that speed, I thought it was a rattle at first, but it was wind related. I knew it wasn't from, shaking coming from the ground or anything. I knew it was the wind, and it sounded like something flapping around in the wind. So I got home, and a couple days later, I noticed, won't be able to see it here, but I was walking up to the car, and you could tell that one of the panels underneath, one of the plastic panels, was possibly sticking down a little further than it should be. So the first thing that came to mind is there's quite a few, we call them push rivets in the plant that I work, just plastic rivets that push up and hold the parts in, just a plastic clip, the ones that you can put a screwdriver in and pop them out. But anyway, one of them is missing. So there's a panel on the front of the vehicle that overlaps with a panel in the middle of the vehicle, and the push rivet is missing. So when you get up to speed, where the wind's blowing the right direction, that panel starts flopping around. It's not a huge noise, but it's something that we definitely noticed right away. If I haven't already, I'll insert a photo of it. And so the charge port door, the push rivet missing, and then we noticed at speeds of starting at about 102 kilometers an hour that we had a little bit of a shimmy in the steering wheel and a vibration. And this is something that I've seen on some Facebook groups and some forums for the Equinox, and maybe possibly the Blazer as well. But the wheels, tires need to be road force balanced. They're not off by much. It was hardly noticeable, but it is there. So I've made an appointment for all of those things, 3 things, and so far so good. Just an FYI, I moved from a Tesla, so we all know about the fit and finish on there. Let me just show you something I noticed here. Just a little glob of paint, like a gun spit or something on the bumper. So just that piece of dirt and that little gob over there on the bumper is all I've really noticed for paint defects, if you want to call them that. Pretty good overall though. No orange peel, which is nice. A lot of new cars have quite a bit of orange peel. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna wrap up the initial fit and finish video on the 2024 Equinox EV. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the vehicle, any more videos you'd like me to make, drop it down in the comments below, and I will try to accommodate.